Hello, I'm Professor Janovic, and welcome to Business 132 Principles of Marketing. And this is the first module, module number one. And we're going to be going over some introductions. So I'll be introducing myself to you, give you a little background about myself. We're going to go over the syllabus and the workflow of the course, introduction to marketing, demographics, psychographics, check-ins, discussions, and assignments. So a little background information about me. I actually started at Miracosta Community College, so I'm an alumni, and I transferred to UC San Diego using the IGTC program, the transfer program that Miracosta has, and I got my bachelor's in visual media arts, so that included graphic design, photography, and video. My internship, which was a paid internship, was with Tony Hawk, the famous skateboarder, and his 900 Films company. And I was a production assistant. Super fun job, learned a lot, and got to skateboard a lot on my breaks. I studied abroad in Florence, Italy, one semester. It was a summer semester. I highly encourage you all to study abroad if you can. There are some programs at Miracosta College that allows you to do that. And when I first started my career right after college, they were mostly production positions, so graphic design, computer programming, and project management. And as I grew in my career, that turned more into marketing positions such as web to print, direct mail marketing, email marketing, and then when social media came out, social media marketing. My last two or three roles in the corporate world were in leadership, and I was the marketing director at my last role. And then I decided to go back to school and go to grad school, which I went to CSU San Marcos right down the street, and I got my master's in business administration. And about a year and a half ago, I went back to school again to USD. So I feel like I've gone to almost every school in San Diego, and I got a certificate in nonprofit management. So after I graduated from Cal State San Marcos with my master's, instead of going to the back to the corporate world, that program just opened up my eyes to a lot of opportunity and different pathways, and I chose the entrepreneur route. So I started my own company, Janovic Communications, and half my clients are for profit and half my clients are nonprofit. So that kind of is what got me to go back to school to get that certificate in nonprofit management. So Janovic Communications, I am a marketing consultant, primarily doing content creation, social media management, ambassador influencer programs, team manager for professional athletes in the running space. So think trail running, ultra running, mountain running. I'm also in charge of partnerships and events, so every client is different. Some clients have me on a monthly retainer type of deal, and other clients might just hire me for project base. So it's pretty nice being freelance. I can pick and choose my clients and projects, and I'm never bored. There's never a dull moment. Some of my past clients have been Spring Energy, Nathan Hydration, Destination Trail, which is the race company that puts on the 200 plus mile races. And this year they put on their first 300-mile race. And yes, people run 200 and 300-mile races straight. They do sleep. They take sleep breaks when they want to. The clock's always running. It's an incredible sport. Very interesting, and it's growing really big. Endurance Race Series is another race company. That one's here in San Diego, and Ragnar Relay. I'm also the founder of the Ultrabuds Run Club, which I started 11 years ago here in Escondido, and we now have 4 chapters nationwide. So as people have moved from San Diego, they've kind of started their own chapters where they moved to. So really hoping to grow that. Around 2016, 17, right before COVID, a business partner of mine started Ghost Runners Coaching, where we were trail running coaches, and we did that for about 5 years until I just got too busy and don't really have the bandwidth for that anymore. But that was another business, and it was very successful. We just didn't have time to do it anymore. I also became a teacher at Cal State San Marcos, so I'm a former lecturer there. After I got my master's, I became highly involved in the MBA program, alumni program, and I was the vice president of the Alumni Association. So I had really good relationships with the professors and deans, and they actually asked me to come back and teach social media marketing at Cal State San Marcos. So that's kind of how my teaching career started. And then I started teaching at Miracosta Community College because for me personally, I like teaching online courses a lot better than in person. It works with my schedule since I travel so much for my clients. I travel all over the US to mountain races, trail races, and to do racing myself. So that's how I came back to Mira Costa College as associate faculty, and I've been teaching here for 5 years now. And I taught at Cal State San Marcos for 3 years. So besides teaching, so here's, I do Janovic Communications. I have all my clients and I have my students, and I teach both in the business department and in the computer science department because social media is actually in the CSIT department. So here's kind of just a little overview of what I do and kind of how my website's set up. I have basic services. What's nice about owning your own business is that you can choose what services you want to provide. So if there's a type of marketing that you don't like to do, then I just don't do it and I don't offer it as a service. So there's all different sorts of marketing. You'll learn a lot about marketing in this course. It'll be an overview of all the different types. So now you'll see jobs out there that are very specific. Maybe it's people that are just looking for social media. They might be just looking for email marketing or just looking for graphic design. So that's kind of nice. You can pick and choose the type of marketing. Also, if you don't like marketing for a certain company, it could just be the industry as well. I did marketing in the real estate industry and I didn't like that industry. It wasn't for me. So I moved on. I tried the beer industry. That wasn't for me either. I really like sports. That's my favorite industry so far, besides teaching, of course. So when I'm not teaching or working, I race myself. No, I'm not a professional, but I run these same races as professionals. I'm just usually a lot farther behind. But for the smaller races, I do kind of have some podium wins. Podium meaning first, second, or third place. So I'm considered an ultra runner, and some of my greatest accomplishments are the Moab 240 endurance run. So yes, I ran 240 miles, and it took me about 112 hours. And I slept about 6 hours total between those 4 days. I've ran and finished the Bear 100 race. That one is a mountain race that starts in Utah and ends in Idaho. And I've ran the Black Canyon 100K in Arizona. So those are probably my 3 top favorite races. I've also set 2 FKTs, which we call fastest known times. They're kind of like running records. There's a website for it and everything. And at this recording, I just completed my 3rd FKT, but it's considered unofficial right now until all the data is authorized and vetted and made sure it's all correct. Trans-Rocky 6-day run is a fun race that's held in Colorado, and you actually go to the mountains and you run for 6 days straight. You do sleep at night, you camp, and while you're running, they move all your camping stuff and they set up your tent and feed you, and it's wonderful. We call it summer camp for big kids. And the South Bay 24-hour race, which was held here in San Diego. That is an interesting style race. It is you run on a 1-mile loop on concrete at a park for 24 hours. Yes, it's extremely boring, and I was over it after 6 hours, but I kept going. It was a lot of mental, and I only slept about 5 minutes, so I was able to snag 3rd place female. I used to do a lot of obstacle course racing, so Spartan races. I've done all the distances, and at the Spartan Ultra I actually was able to get 3rd female at that one as well. I'm a big hiker, backpacker. I've done 6-pack of peaks, climbed Mount Whitney, and my husband and I are pit bull rescuers, and those are our little monsters, Dally and Romanoff. You'll see some photos of them throughout the course. Try to make it fun and exciting for you. Hope there are other dog lovers out there. Okay, so the syllabus and workflow of how this course works. You're going to log into your Canvas, you select the 132 course, go to the syllabus menu, and you can scroll down and view the entire syllabus. Click on the syllabus menu link, and this will send you to a live Google Doc. Don't make any changes, but you should be able to view everything in the Canvas course. And you can download and print your syllabus if you'd like. Please note, syllabus is subject to change. I've never really had to change it, so pretty much what's on there is kind of what this course is all about. So the workflow, all modules are open on the first day of classes. I've kind of changed that a little bit around. I'm opening 2 at a time now. I feel like it was a little overwhelming to have all modules open the first day of class, so that's a little different. Mondays, I always send out kind of an update video, Monday update video, super short because I know everyone has short attention spans. I do too. And I send out an email announcement for the week. Everything is set up in modules. So you have your resource page, your check-ins, discussions, assignments, and then your marketing plan steps have separate modules. So every week you'll have 2 modules. Since this is an 8-week class, for the 6-week class, you have 1 module a week. So Everything's very organized in there. If you have any questions, of course, reach out anytime, email me or come to my office hours. On Saturdays, everything is due by 11:59 p.m. I do have a late policy, which is in the syllabus. You can turn up assignments up to 3 days late for partial credit only. So that's only up to 3 days late. So don't try the last week of the semester to turn in all your work, because that won't happen. Marketing plan and social media examiner presentation are the two major projects for this course, and all the information on that is in Canvas. You'll want to check your syllabus and due dates, because I do have the social media examiner presentation broken up into 2 assignments, and the marketing plan you turn in one step at a time, so it's not too overwhelming for you. This class is very fast paced though, and there is a MiraCosta policy where if you don't turn in any assignments the first week of class, then you will be considered inactive, since this is an online course, and you will be dropped from the course. So unless you email me saying, hey, I haven't turned in assignments this week because, here's your reasoning, I still want to stay in the class, then I'll know not to drop you. Otherwise, if you haven't turned in anything, I'll consider you inactive. We do have a wait list for this class, so please be mindful of that as well. Your marketing plan. So this project will be done in 5 steps throughout the 8 weeks. Each step is worth 40 points, so 200 points total. Your final plan will be due at the end of the semester, and that's 50 points. So just, bits and pieces. I don't want to overwhelm you guys again. Total project is 250 points. I highly recommend you use the Writing Center to help you write your paper, especially if it's been a while. Also, please read the syllabus regarding AI usage. The majority of this class, you will not be able to use AI, but some things you will be able to use AI. So be sure you read every assignment on whether you can or cannot use AI. But the Writing Center is such a great resource. It's free. You can do it over email, you can do Zoom calls, or you can go in person. Information on how to contact them is on the MiraCosta website and at the bottom of the Canvas course. The other major project is a social media examiner project. The first part will be to research a topic, create an outline with bullet points. I have all my students do that so that we're all on the same page and I'm making sure they're doing the assignment properly. And the final presentation is a YouTube video. That is part of the assignment, to make a YouTube video. We all need to know how to make videos now. If you have a problem making a YouTube video, they do have other features we can use. There's a video feature in Canvas you can use, but you're going to get minus points for that because I want you to know how to use YouTube. The majority of you probably know how to use YouTube now. Career research activity. So this is kind of just something, a little start here to get everyone going. You can get 5 extra credit points for doing this. I want you to research and name 5 different marketing job titles. You can find these in Glassdoor, Indeed, LinkedIn. For each job title, what 3 different skills are needed for each? So 15 skills total. Email this to me, and you will get 5 extra credit points. We can all use extra credit, trust me, especially with a fast-paced class. In case you miss something, you'll want those extra credit points. So here's a cool link here for you to follow. Career Readiness. This is put on through the MiraCosta College Career Center, a great resource here for you guys to check out. All right, so now moving on into the actual lecture, just a short introduction into marketing. Now there's a lot to marketing, so there's only so much we can go over in the 8 weeks of this course. So this is more of an overview of principles of marketing. So what is marketing? When you hear the term marketing, what comes to mind? What is one word you would use to describe it? Write that down. Why should you care about marketing? So some examples of marketing is that they sell products. Your refrigerator, your dog crate, your running shoes, everything needs marketing. Marketing changes how you think about things. So click on this YouTube video and show it. I won't do it in this lecture here. You kind of do that on your own. Marketing creates memorable experiences. Marketing alters history. I mean, can you believe how much marketing has changed? When I first started doing marketing, it was print marketing. All the mail piece, you were getting them the mail. Then we went to email marketing and I started doing that. Then social media marketing started doing that. Then text message marketing started doing that. Now there's AI and virtual intelligence. So it's all changing. So would you change the one word you wrote down to define marketing now after watching this video? Just something to think about in your mind. You don't have to send me anything for this. So the role of marketing, it identifies customers. So understanding your customer wants and needs. Identifying who your target and how to reach them. Is your target market, are they out at events? Are they on email? Are they on social media platforms? If so, which ones? Are they on Twitch? Are they on YouTube? You need to identify how to get to them. Satisfying those customers. Make the right product or service available to the right people at the right time. Make everyone feel better off from the exchange. Retain customers. Give customers a reason to keep coming back. Find new opportunities to win their business. Don't just sell them once. You want them to be repeat customers. So the goals of marketing, and there's a difference between profit companies and not-for-profit companies. So for-profit companies, the goal of marketing is to increase profits by selling products or services to customers. For non-profit, that's to promote the mission by attracting donors or participants or by raising awareness of an issue or a cause. So marketing function. What is the product or the service? Who is your customer? How do you reach these customers? What's your price? What's your differentiator? Why would someone buy your product or service instead of somebody else's? This is a big thing that I talk to a lot with my clients. That's great, you came out with this product, but why would I buy yours? You need to know your differentiators in order to sell. So marketing functions, think about it. So kind of take these 3 items here and kind of think. Who is your demographic if you're a dog owner, right? Where are you going to sell them at? Where are they at? Are they in Facebook groups? Are they at dog events? Brooks Running Shoes. Who's your target demographic? Well, it's runners and trail runners. Where are they? They're on Instagram. They're on TikTok. So just some more things to kind of think about. You don't have to send this to me. A veterinarian, Islands Restaurant, mechanic, realtor, Feeding San Diego, which is a nonprofit, dentist. So think about how the marketing function fits into these different types of products or services. So your demographics, this is when you're doing market research. Demographics can be age. So not only do age groups and generations differ in their buying habits, but also how they respond to advertising. Millennials may spend most of their time on Instagram and Facebook, while seniors prefer their email inboxes, or even more importantly, their direct mail, right? So certain age demographics might want direct mail. Certain millennials, or even younger than that, I don't know what they're called now, they might be on platforms such as Snapchat or Twitch. So here's kind of some data here. I don't know how outdated this is. I was looking at this the other day and I'm like, is this still right? But at least this gives you a little baseline of kind of what they're all called now, right? So where do you fit in here? I'm not going to tell you where I fit in. All right, gender is another demographic. Women typically do most of the household grocery shopping and are more likely than men to donate to charitable causes. These are all key factors to consider when creating a campaign. Be careful not to assume gender stereotypes, such as considering pink a feminine color and blue a masculine color. Advertising with gender stereotypes like this could easily make your brand look sexist and cause you to miss out on or anger your target audience. For example, I am a female and I absolutely despise the color pink. So that's a great example right now. And know your demographics with all the different genders now, right? So depending on not to get into politics, but depending on your political views, maybe your where you reside, people from Oregon might think differently from people from Idaho. So just all those examples, knowing your demographics. Income and occupation. Income targeting measures the buying power of your audience. Companies use this data to sell different tiers of the same product based on income level. Airlines have 3 classes: economy, business class, first class. Occupation targeting. Certain resources are aimed at different industries and job titles. So all things to think about. Additional demographics can be ethnicity, religion, education, family structure, and I would say where someone lives as well. Target market here. So who are you trying to reach? Who is your target market? Who's going to be your buyer, whether you're a service or a product? Anyone with money is such a broad audience that it's difficult to make any impact at all with your marketing efforts or convince very many people that they need your product. So you need to be very specific on your target. If you define your target market, though, your efforts will be more fruitful because they're focused on people with pre-existing need or interest in what you offer. So segment your total market value. So, all of these are different demographics here, right? We have our truck people, we have our old school cars, we have older cars, not luxury. We have, I don't know what you would call a Toyota Prius. And then we have our motorcycles. So just kind of giving you a variety here of the different types of total markets. Profile your target customer segment. So create profiles of your target customers to get a true picture of the people you're trying to serve. Describe these potential customers as fully as you can, which we call personas. This is very important in your marketing plan. I have a lot of students get confused with this. So I have a couple more slides in this coming up that will probably explain personas a little bit more. If you're still confused on what a persona is, please reach out to me. So who will buy your product? What do you know about them? Where are they situated geographically? How much do they spend on car detailing? What are they likely to spend on your products? Where do they shop? What is their annual income? What kinds of automobiles do they drive? So in this case, we are talking about, car products here, car detailing. So these are your different demographics for that. Step 4, research and validate your market opportunity. So conduct research to verify that there will be enough business in this group to support your company and its growth. This process confirms that they need to actually exist. So you use primary and secondary sources in your research here. Business directories can help, statistics regarding automobile owners and their car care practices. Conduct your own market research using techniques as surveys, focus groups, interviews as examples. I love using surveys. I use them all the time. So for my clients that are running brands and race directors, I do a lot of surveys. Your research should also determine the size of the market opportunity in terms of revenue, as well as your potential market share. So how much can you make off of this market? You can use primary and secondary sources to find out how many potential customers there are in the geographic area you have defined and how many businesses are directly or indirectly competing with you. So not all of this information can be free. However, if you go to the Mirror Coastal Library and research there, they pay for a lot of the data for market research. It's pretty incredible. So psychographics. These are more of your personality characteristics, your lifestyle, your social class, your attitudes, your principles and beliefs, and your activities and interests. So, personas here. You got your demographics and you have your psychographics. So here's a great example here. Demographics, female, age 45 to 50, married with 2 children, or married with children, dealing with issues of weight gain, diabetes, and lack of energy, household income, $100,000. Psychographic, concerned with health and appearance, wants a healthy lifestyle but doesn't have much time, finds fulfillment in her career and family, values time with a small group of friends. So this could be a persona for, say, a gym, a CrossFit gym. Maybe it's for an F45 gym or a running coach or a protein powder mix. So these type of personas will kind of work with that. Here's an example of how I want to see the personas for your marketing plan in this class. This is a great example here. So these 3 personas would be considered different types of triathletes. So this would be good for a triathlon racing company, maybe triathlete coaches, someone who puts on retreats, someone who sells bikes, triathlon bikes, or swim gear. So these type of personas would be used for all those types of products and services. So I like to name the personas. So we have serious competitor Sarah, busy parent Brian, novice triathlete Nicole. These are all their different demographics. These are their different backgrounds. So we have experienced triathlete with multiple races under her belt, enjoys triathlon as a way to stay fit and competitive, new to triathlons but excited to take on the challenge. I've added in goals and challenges and motivations. So read through this slide. You don't have to have all of this information for a persona, but the more you have, the better for your market research and knowing your target audience. So little targeting activity. Who is the target for your assigned product? I'm just making up any product. To say it is let's see, I'm kind of looking around my desk right now. Say it's a iPhone, all right? Your assigned product is an iPhone. Who is your target market? Consider final consumer or business consumer. Demographics, gender, age, income, ethnicity, education level, geography, psychographics, attitudes, interests, opinions. So just think about that for a minute. Everyone has an iPhone, right? Here are some more ideas. Strollers, houses, scooters, Orange theory, dumbbells, wine, RV. So just kind of things to think about. All right. So that's kind of your module one, introduction to marketing. Again, this is an overview. There's a ton to know about marketing, but we can only put so much into 8 weeks. At the end of each module slide, I like to have the assignments. But the assignments, please follow the syllabus. And if you see any discrepancies, you're like, hey, I see something on the syllabus, but I don't see it in Canvas, or maybe there's 2 different due dates, please email me as soon as possible so I can confirm with you the due date and make that edit or change so that the whole class is aware. Every once in a while there is an error or mistake because there's so much copying and pasting between everything and so many different spots of due dates, but I try to make sure it's all the same. So always look at the syllabus when in doubt and always email me if you have questions. So module 1 assignments, pretty easy here. Check-in 1, introductions. Assignment 1, analyzing market efforts. I hope that everyone has a wonderful semester.